You are now listening to Ride With Me, the Fraternity Podcast.
Welcome to Ride With Me, episode 49. Today is May 1st, 2021. Today is actually my birthday eve. Today's guest needs no introduction.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Officer Pacheco, or Officer Ricky, as you guys know. Back in the house.
Back in the house. Dude, Paul was counting how many times certain people were here, and he was like, I'm catching up to Officer Ricky. So I was like, well...
No, I need to hold it number one, man. I think I might be the closest one here anyway, so I got to keep it number one.
He was like counting them, bro. I think I've been on here 4 times. Ricky's 4 times. He was counting them. And
Am I tied? Am I tied with Paul?
No, you just beat him again.
Oh, okay. So, but I was.
You were.
Okay, so I got to come another time to ensure.
Yeah,
I got significant. I got to make that lead a little bit more.
You got to win by 2.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Play basketball
in
the streets. You got to win by 2. Nah, he's cool. He was just like, just making this. You know how fucking you've met him. You know how fucking funny the guy can be.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Today's my birthday eve. Fucking the big 39.
39.
39.
Damn.
I don't feel 39. Shut the fuck up. I don't feel 39 though, bro.
You know what's good too, dude? Since your weight loss journey, bro, you don't look it. I will say right now, dude, and especially since unfortunate for JoJo, but thankfully for you guys, you have the little diet change.
The diet change in the Yoli, bro.
Yeah, dude. For 39, you look good, dude.
I was
I'm being generous too, though, but you look good.
Last week, I was playing with. I was getting ready to go. It was Matthew's birthday, and they wanted to have a cake at the in-laws' house real quick.
Was this last week?
Last week, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I put it on my brand new Dallas Cowboy jersey.
Oh, Spencer.
And I'm putting on my short, my pants, my belt on, right? And it's like, oh shit, babe! And I run from the living room to the bedroom. Babe, I'm at the last hole. She's like, all right, show off.
Yeah, I'm like that. After hearing the podcast, I don't know if you continue going bragging still.
No, but it's like they kind of dinner kind of lagged that day, and I didn't want to eat because I already had okay. So like I tell people, especially Evan, pick your battles.
Yeah.
If you're going to drink this stuff and you still want to pig out. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. I had a breakfast burrito from the freaking corner.
Yeah.
On last Saturday. So I figured, okay, I had a breakfast burrito. That means my lunch and dinner are going to be this product. But because the wife made it crystal clear, we're only going to be here for a little bit and then we'll bounce. Once I give you the signal, we're gone. All right, cool. That signal never came because the food didn't get cooked until 7 o'clock. You damn well know we never eat that late.
Yeah,
we're done. Our dinners are at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, because your bedtime is 7 o'clock.
Exactly. Saturday, it is what it is. So I'm like, well, I'm a babe. Just don't give me anything with bread. She gave me the green rice that they like to make and mashed potatoes and potato salad and chicken and beef. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't stop on that beef, bro. Like, whoop, whoop, let's go. Every time I snuck into the kitchen, whoop, whoop.
Good, huh?
So, yeah.
Who cooked it? Or you guys ordered it?
Suedo cooked it.
Oh, okay.
Suedo cooked it. He went. Right. I guess they bought it from the market down the street, and then Suedo did the cooking.
All right.
But yeah, it was Matthew's birthday, and I think they said that they turned 36, the twins. Matthew and his brother came over, and they we just hung out with them. But once the cake, the rule with the cake, once it gets cut, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
We're out.
Can't hang around.
Out, so we got to go. The cake has been cut.
You can't hang around for that.
But no, I asked you to come on, dude, because I wanted to see how the Angelinos are treating you with this whole freaking these shootings lately, and like,
so far, dude. So at first we were on crazy standby, I guess if you would, after the trial, with the
Minneapolis was boarding everything up, huh?
Yeah.
They were getting ready.
Yeah, so with the George Chauvin, I believe was his name, something like that, or Derek Chauvin.
Yeah.
Excuse me. With the case from the George Floyd thing, and we were also on kind of like alert, hey man, like if they don't convict him on all 3, we were pretty sure. I think we're gonna get pretty crazy.
Well, we're looking at Rodney King riots all over again.
So like they were.
It's funny though. I think the first episode I had you on. We talked about when George Floyd was first killed.
Yeah, when he first passed. Yeah. Yep.
And here we are now.
I know.
A year later, bro. Ah, fuck.
So, but you know what, dude? The only thing we got kind of early on, right when like after the verdict, was some people would kind of like just kind of like when I would do like some traffic stops, little enforcements, they would kind of like, not really give me a hard time, but they would like if I was to ask them to like step out the car, whatever the case is, for whatever reason, you know, they'd be like, "Really, you're gonna do this after like what just happened?" You know, after the conviction, you're gonna still do this? I was like, what the hell are you talking? You're on parole. Get out of the car.
You're doing your job, man. What the hell?
I'm like, what are you talking, dude? Just relax.
Yeah.
So, but that was, like I said, very, very little. Luckily, after the verdict, they thought there'd be some riots, but no, it was more of like a celebration. It was kind of like when Biden won the election. It was more of that. People were in the streets, but they weren't causing mayhem.
Yeah,
we're just kind of more of a celebratory type thing. So we were kind of just monitoring it, but so far, man, I can say not bad. Nothing really seems different.
Yeah,
nothing seems different.
I was actually getting notifications back and forth on my phone, like on Facebook posts and stuff, and then like when I got the notification, the judge is back in his what is it called, a stand or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Then I started watching it, and then freaking all three guilty,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, they weren't going to repeat 1992.
No, yeah,
they weren't going to repeat it. So, I mean, sucks for both parties.
Yeah,
you feel bad for both parties, but
to an extent,
yeah, and to an extent, yeah, right.
Yeah,
he shouldn't. 9 minutes.
Yeah, it's a little excessive, but
yeah.
I mean, the selfishness in me was kind of happy because I have vacation next month. And they were gonna cancel my vacation
if it got bad.
So I was like, I look left, look right. I was like, a little cheerful. I got my vacation. So no, I was being a little selfish in that mindset. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just glad that the city's not going into turmoil. So
that's good. That's good to hear. I was just like, we worry for you and my sister-in-law because you guys are out there, and it's crazy times. Like, right, for example, out here, it's just so much fucking crime lately.
Yeah.
What was it, last Monday? Was it 2 Mondays ago? I'm inside one of my accounts, and I'm inside the cooler taking inventory so I can write the order. And all of a sudden, I come out of the cooler, and there's freaking cops in the guy's like back room area through the back door. And then I go out to the front of the store, and the front of the store is surrounded by cop cars. And I can't even get out. My car's pinned in. I can't even get out.
Yeah.
So the owner of the store, he's just a vendor. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a vendor. He goes, you're not a runner? I'm like, fuck, you'll catch me in 2 minutes even if I run. And he started laughing. All right, cool. So I'm doing my thing. I'm writing the order. And then I was fine. Obviously, they're chasing somebody. Somebody ran through the store.
Yeah.
The owner was quick thinking, and he locked the front door when he saw the guy out in the front. He locked the door, but the guy they were chasing ended up cutting through the dentist next door. So they were chasing him where they were chasing him to. There was no way out. You can only enter one way or another, one way in, one way out. And I guess he jumped the wall or some bullshit. But then minutes after that, the Twitter post comes up. Police officers, varsity team are chasing. Varsity team are chasing a suspect with a gun.
Yeah,
dude, that's when my stomach started turning.
Yeah,
that is the one thing that I've been fearing for the past 8 years, that some fucking crazy guy is gonna rob the account that I'm in or whatever.
There,
if the owner of the store did not lock that door, it would have been a different outcome because I was back there. Yeah. His only way out was through that door. Yeah. That door was locked because that man, the owner, keeps that door locked. He would have gone inside the cooler to hide. He would have been in there with me.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
If that's the case. So
I mean, put it like this, and I say this to more for people to be aware than it is to be fearful. And that's what I always tell people when they like something happens to them. I always tell them, don't let this like, oh, I'm gonna be inside now, outside too scary. I'm like, no, don't let this scare you. Just be aware of it. So what? We're in May, right? So in 5 months, my division alone, just my division, not all of LA PD, just my division alone, we have recovered 260 guns off the streets
In the last 5 months.
in the last this year alone. Where last year at the same time, I think we were just a little over 100.
Damn.
So that's why I always, in the messages that I've sent, I always tell the family, be aware. People out here are carrying guns. Why? Because the DA is dropping all these charges. And because COVID, no one's doing jail time. So everyone out there, just be aware. Don't be scared. Just don't start these unnecessary battles because people, you don't know what mindset they're in. If they have a weapon, they feel tough.
Yeah.
Just be aware. Don't start these road rages.
And like I said, I was fine, man. I was until I read that post, my stomach kind of started turning. Where the owner of the store is like kind of making fun of me, pinche Andres, and I'm like, dude, it's a little nervous. It's kind of scary.
Oh yeah, man.
And even one day, I was walking out of another one of my accounts. This is like maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And there's this like homie looking like tough guy.
Yeah.
Outside of the store, and he starts making small talk with me, and I turn around. And I'm like, well, he tried making a conversation. And I turned around and said, look, man, no offense, but if you're someone's target, I'm the innocent bystander.
Yeah.
Deuces. And I walked away.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I am not gonna get caught. If you're gonna get shot at and I'm standing next to you, no, I'm not playing that.
Yeah.
And he's like, kind of like, no offense to him. I mean, how can he get offended? He couldn't.
It is what it is, unfortunately. I mean, your fear, actually, 2.5 years ago, was my youngest sister's reality. She worked in Trader Joe's in, like, the Eagle Rock area. And my division that I worked before, which is...
Is that the one when you guys first became police officers?
Yes. Yeah. So this is probably, like, 3 years ago then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I was working in East LA. And my division was bordering them, and I heard a radio call come out at the Trader Joe's that she worked at, that there's a guy that they're getting that there was a man with a gun robbing that Trader Joe's. I flipped. I literally pulled the car over. I was still on probation. I told my training officer, I'm calling my sister. I called her. She answered. She says, Ricky, there's someone here with a gun and he's robbing our Trader Joe's. My heart dropped.
That one was all over the news and everything, dude.
Yeah,
I remember the picture of Betty holding the riot shield, dude.
Yeah, so that I flipped. I just turned on my lights and sirens. I said, "Hey, the radio call came out. There's cops already on their way. Just stay hidden."
Yeah.
And so so it was a crazy time, and thankfully she came out obviously okay. Unfortunately one of her coworkers did lose her lives that day. Through the unfortunate crossfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a scary scene. That was and for a bit, it shook a lot of her coworkers. It's scary.
I brought that up recently because a couple weekends ago, I think the kids were with their mom, and I told the wife, we're going to go do all the shopping we need to do now because I don't need you to hit me up during the week while I'm at work. Mm-hmm. Since you're at the store, can you? No. Since I'm at the store, I'm not going to bring you anything.
Yeah.
And we ended up going to a Trader Joe's, but that one was here in Monrovia or something like that. And I was like, just like flashbacks of, again, seeing that photo of Betty holding that riot shield. Like, holy shit, this is that little kid that I met a couple of, like almost fucking, 5 years at the time, 5-6 years ago, where she was a little kid punking me and scaring me and shit. Look at her now. I was more afraid of her in that photo than now.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's why I just tell people, always tell them, go still do your daily things, That doesn't mean stop. It just means, once in a while, just be aware of your surroundings. And that's all it is, because you don't know what the person next to you is doing, what they're going through, so, and what news that they just heard right now, you don't know. So it's just, it doesn't mean go out there, be afraid. Just, be aware.
I've been like that for a long time, bro. I don't know if maybe because I was in jail for that total of 8 months.
And your living situation also.
Yeah, before, so I like to sit when we go to a restaurant. We were able to go to a restaurant a couple weekends ago. Also, sushi. Took the wife to eat sushi.
I know. I was waiting for that invite, but I mean, it is.
Yeah,
what it is,
you're working, bro. You're working.
Was it?
You're working, bro. You're working. Anyways, hey, what did I say earlier? You might be someone's target, bro. I don't want to be.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And I just like to sit in the corner of the room where I can see everything, where I can see everyone's movement. And because you just never know. One day you're eating sushi and the next you're fucking being shot at. The store could be getting robbed. People are so freaking desperate right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's tough times, man. Like, when I think I said it before already, but it's like Julian was like, hey, Dad, let's move over here because it's close to the sushi place. I'm like, Notice how I'm not giving the sushi place publicity. No publicity. They're not gonna sponsor me. No publicity. And amigo, we are safe where we live at.
Yeah.
We have one house of knuckleheads. That's it. We are safe where we are.
Yeah.
Don't trip. And okay, Dad. I'm like, dude. So, because it's like, then why are we walking here if it's so dangerous? I'm like, well, because they have a drink over there. We gotta go get something to drink, you know. But yeah, dude. I mean, I still kept working. I didn't call my boss and say I'm done. I'm quitting. No. Like you said, watch your surroundings, and I always make sure that whatever cooler I walk into, the phone has signal.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest one.
Is that a common thing sometimes because it is a refrigerator that when you go into the back rooms that sometimes you'll lose service?
Think about walking into a metal box.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, since the service has upgraded to like the 5G or whatever, I've noticed that it doesn't cut off anymore.
Okay.
But like
All right.
3G still does.
Yeah.
Like if you go in the cooler, it cuts off.
All right.
But no, yeah,
about that.
Yeah, you're walking into a refrigerator. It's a metal box.
Yeah.
And half the time you lose signal, and
okay.
Lately I haven't, so that's good. But still, at the moment, somebody starts shooting up at the store, I'm not gonna phone signal. Plus, advantage I also have the work phone, so I have two phones.
Yeah.
Whatever, I can call 911 on both of them at the same time, and they're getting two phone calls on the same bullshit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But yeah, no, it's. I mean, I still went to work. I mean, it is what it is. It was at the moment. It was a little nervous. It did make my stomach turn.
Yeah, because sometimes we kind of, I don't say we need them, but those are just little reminders that, hey, oh man, I was right here, so close to me. It's just a little reminder of, hey, just you never know what the day has in front of you.
Like like a couple. I mean, it's been maybe a little over a month already, where I normally go to this certain Rite Aid on Mondays, like 2:30 in the afternoon, 3:00, making my last stop. Because I'm technically pulling it ahead. I'm supposed to see it on Tuesdays, but because my Tuesday's so busy, I go knock it out on a Monday. Mm-hmm. That day, the same account that freaking had the guy running through, he told me that day, hey, no, I don't need an order today. So I always tell the guys, time management. Yeah. I'm not gonna, if I'm normally in this account for 30 minutes, I'm not gonna waste the time by just sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't want an order? Deuces. And I went straight to that Rite Aid. Well, that Rite Aid at 2:30 in the afternoon, the normal time that I get there, got robbed.
No way.
So it's like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. Yeah.
No, but that's crazy. That's nuts.
So it brings me to my next question to you, and the fans want to know: why doesn't your cheap ass give me a radio?
It's like I told you before. Unfortunately,
bullshit.
Ours are very expensive, and I'll be fired in a heartbeat. But you know what? There's a lot of.
If I would have had that radio, bro. If I would have had that radio that day, think about it. I would have had it. I would have known that guy was there in the area, and I would have hid better.
No, there's a bunch of apps, bro, that actually for the most part, unfortunately, they get a lot of our frequencies
out here. That radio frequency for this territory sucks ass. Really? Trust me, I know about that.
Also, a lot of people use Citizens app.
App?
Yeah, so it's a common area, and you just put in like your location where you're at, and a lot of people, they either have the radio or something, they all post something what's going on immediately.
Okay.
And I mean, because sometimes I'll use it, like if I need to know like what's going on in certain areas, and they post, hey, this is what happened. Sometimes even that small, like, hey, crazy accident on this street, so that people can reroute and stuff like that, or crazy police activity going on over here. So, but Citizens app, it's a pretty good app.
Okay. The second question people want to know, the fans want to know.
No, I'm not single. I'm sorry.
The last time,
happily married. Thank you.
The last time that I went to your house, your radio was nowhere to be found. Why did you hide it?
Because I saw you grabbing it and putting it in your pocket. I heard. That's why I asked. I don't have to ask if the kids are coming over. Who's coming over? Andy? Let me grab the radio. That was in your back pocket. That's why.
Like I said, dude, I was purposely making known. Hey, dude, look, I have the radio again. I'm not gonna steal from you, bro.
You know what's funny is that every single time that you've done that, I've never noticed that.
You're
I'm a paid observer, and I've never noticed it. You always, hey, look what's in my pocket, huh? Dude, what are you doing?
Later, dude, I'm making it known. It's like, hey, look at my ass.
I'm a paid observer, and I never see it.
Yeah, dude, I freaking grab that quick, dude. I grabbed that like no one's even watching. Just gone. He needs to learn not to put it here anymore. And yeah, the last time I went over, it wasn't nowhere to be found. I'm like, this guy learned.
Yeah, it took us a couple years, but yeah, we figured that one out finally.
Yeah, but no, that's like I said, man. I want to just catch up with you, make sure you're all right. You guys are okay. I mean, there's been crazy times, dude. Simple as that. Simple as that. Crazy times.
No, yeah, it has been, but and it's funny too because since a lot of people are caring more, there's a lot more signals going on, like a lot more red flags to see, like, oh hey, this person might have something, just little things that are, let me dig a little further. This guy's acting a little bit more different.
It's funny you use that phrase, red flags, because I actually been wanting to talk about red flags because somebody asked me one day, how is it that you so-called eliminated? How do you eliminate negative people? How did you eliminate negative people? That's like, well, this is the one thing I do think the mother of my kids. Mm-hmm. She did put me through hell.
Yeah.
Where,
and I can say from listening to your podcast, I mean, without meeting anyone, I can attest to that. It sounds like, yeah.
She put me through some shit. Well, dude, even my buddies, when I talked to them about like, hey, there's a possibility that she might come on, and no, don't do it, no, fuck all that, based on what they've heard.
Yeah.
So now you guys have heard all the bad stuff. Now let's talk about the good stuff.
Yeah,
the good stuff, and the actual fact that I've actually learned from her, where I actually thank her. And then one day she told me, "You're an asshole." I'm like, yeah, I wonder why. Mm-hmm. I wonder why I'm an asshole. So I want to talk about red flags, warnings, red flag warnings, whatever. Yeah. Obviously, this is when you learn if you eliminated, to eliminate the bad people, the negative people. When I finally moved out and took off, I ended up obviously, I think I was single for like 2 years. Maybe it was like 2 years. I just didn't want to be with anybody. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna don't get me wrong. There's plenty of times where I had the opportunity to hook up with somebody.
Yeah.
But because of the hell that I just went through, now you start looking for red flags first.
You were like on high alert then.
Yeah. So now it's like, now I have this fucking wall. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yep.
And there's one individual that I was actually, when I was doing the community service and kind of like doing things to get my license back and stuff, I went to go do community service at this one house, this one like women's home, where they help women get back on their feet. And I went to this house and I was doing their lawn and cutting the grass and doing all that little bullshit here and there around the house. And there was this individual there. First reaction, she's fucking cute. She's cute.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why she's here.
Yeah.
So there's red flag number one.
Yeah.
Red flag number one. There's a reason why she's here. Then they also say, when there's when someone is single, there's a reason why that person is single. You don't just take one story. You have two stories.
Oh, of course.
You have his story and you have her story. So they're kind of like a flag number two.
Yeah.
Okay, she's single. Then there was this one time. It ended up being to the point where we became friends. We became really good friends. We did a lot of stuff together, like grocery shopping, and when I was staying at that one room with a room that I shared with Frank, the same room where JoJo ended up going down the street, she ended up renting a room there as well. And so we would go every time I get my my unemployment or.
So you were using your community service as a dating service?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, because it didn't end up. It would have been considered a dating service if I would have hooked up with the girl, but I didn't. And like I said, we're good friends and stuff. But then, she drank a lot. She drank a lot, and it was like,
that's my red flag.
Yeah, she drank a lot, and I'm like, let's see. This is what the girl likes. Yeah. Let's see. I couldn't keep up with her, bro. I couldn't keep up with her. I can't do this every day. You're doing this every day, and I suspected that she popped pills. So it's like my red flag number 3 was, I'm not gonna support your habits.
Yep.
If we were to, this is before we even hook up or even talking about hooking up. Automatically, my mentality.
You were going through your checklist.
Exactly. Before we even decided to go on a date, we never ever went on a date. We never like I said, we hung out a lot. Took our kids to the park. The kids knew her. My daughter fucking hung out with her, but it was as just friends. Never that extra step. Never that, you know. And yeah, I'm like, nah, we're gonna bump heads. This is not gonna work out. So I never gave her a chance. I never even gave her the opportunity.
Oh yeah, because you were foreseeing that what you went through already was gonna be the future with this one.
Exactly. Not probably.
You already went through
not that same.
Of course, maybe to not the same caliber,
but problems.
Yeah.
So I don't want. This isn't gonna work out. So I never gave her a chance. So I think after I bumped into her after I was already married to my wife. And bumped into her. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. Blah blah. And she's still going through bullshit. Her oldest son got ended up taking off. I think the system took her son away, and then the little one also ended up, you know, going to go live with an aunt or something like that. So I was like, so my red flags were correct.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, and she always told me, you know, she told me the last time I saw her, she said that I was the one that got away. Yeah. And I don't have the heart to tell her, or at the time, well, this is why. You know,
I think maybe that would have done some good though.
Maybe. But I mean, who knows? But
I get what you mean. I mean, like, what's, you know,
it's just like, I mean, she's used to post my podcast every weekend, so she might even hear this and be like,
well, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, he's talking to me.
Yeah.
As
you stated before,
I mean, no disrespect.
The shoe fits.
If the shoe fits, I mean no disrespect, but like I said, just those were the red flags towards her.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing too, right? Because each person, through their own experience, is gonna have their own red flags.
Yeah.
Like for me, for example, my red flag with my ex, and I was with my ex for 7 years before, you know, getting with Bethy. 6-7 years, long time, you know. But my red flag though with her was but to me it was a very big one. I'm very, very family oriented. One thing I did not like was, you know. And I feel like I'm fair at communicating. You know, I'm not like my dad in a sense where he kind of just is spontaneous and just goes.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if we were together now and I was to tell her, hey, I'm going to go do a podcast with Andy on a Saturday, you know, morning, she's going to be like, okay. And then, you know, Friday comes, or let's just say, Friday comes. Hey, I'm doing a podcast with Andy tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
You know, so just a little FYI. Hey, I'm on my way to Andy's. We're going to do that podcast. And then if I don't text her within, like, if she texted me throughout, like, during this podcast, and I don't respond within, like, that 30 minutes, it would be, okay, well, I guess we're not talking today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
She's one of those, huh?
One of those. And then with my friends, you know what? I was like, whatever. She's going to, you know, pull one of those. But when my red flag came up was when she was doing it with my family. I told her, hey, I'm going to go hang out with my sisters, with my cousins.
Family first.
And she wasn't able to make it. She would be like, okay, fine. I guess you're going to just, you know, ignore me then.
Yeah.
And that was my red flag. And now, ever since, you know, our split, like you said, it kind of came to fruition because I don't know if because of the split, I don't know what's going on, but now she be like completely different person. She's a raver now. I mean, drinks like crazy apparently because I mean, we have a lot of mutual friends. She's a big partier now. I mean, like I said, I don't know if she's just going through a phase.
You were holding her back.
Maybe. No, maybe, shoot. But yeah, I was like, okay, well, yeah, I can't be doing that right now, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like I got that out in high school and in college. So, you know, I'm kind of over that scene a little bit. So it seems like my red flags in that instance were good because I enjoy drinking, but because of, you know, my past, especially with my dad, I can't stand people that are drunk. I can't.
That's your trigger.
That's my trigger.
Yeah. Wow. So then, well, after that, we go a few months later. So now I'm actually working. Now I'm not staying. I'm not sharing a room with anybody. I am not sleeping on a friend's kitchen floor or in a bed in the kitchen. Now my brother and I are sharing a room. It's my brother and I, and I finally he gets me into working at Walmart. So I have money now. I'm working. I mean, got a paycheck. Not homeless. And I start finally dating. It's funny because this one was a trip. My friend Daisy, I actually talked to her a few weekends ago. My wife and I had she joined that Primerica.
Oh, okay.
So she was doing a trick. She was, I just need you for training purposes. Can you and your wife take the time to? Yeah, no problem. Just for training purposes, no problem. So we were actually, I think like 2 hours, dude, from like 8 to like 10, just socializing. So I've known Daisy since college, 2002. So we're looking at what now? To almost 19 years now.
Yeah, that's gonna be 20 years coming.
And so her daughter outgrew this high chair. To eat her dinners and stuff like that. She goes, Andy, can you do me a favor since you're really good with all that Craigslist and shit like that? Can you post this for sale and, sell it for like $20? No problem. Yeah, no problem. Small world. I get a hit. Hey, I would like to, buy this high chair. All right, no problem. Can you meet me at blah, blah, blah? She goes, oh, I have a friend that lives on that street. I'm like, it's the third house from this and blah, blah, blah. She goes, my friend Daisy lives there. Well, I'm like, well, hey, guess what? I live here too. Because we were renting a room with my friend Daisy. And she's like, me too. And she comes over and buys a high chair and she, fell in love, apparently. And so we started talking. We started dating. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to get to know somebody if I'm not dating. Okay, that, I wasn't dating this one over here. And so but I got to know her because we're always together. I'm not going to know this person if we're not, together. 3 red flags, bro. 11 months later, I called it off. I've never physically broken up with anybody. So that was the first time for me. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
And how old were you at that point?
Shit, on what am I now? 39? We're talking 10 years ago?
Damn.
We're talking 10 years ago?
So, damn. All right.
So. First flag that I caught, red flag, was I'm not saying she's a bad person.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's a bad person, but I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where it's not gonna work out or we're gonna fight or just the red flags. Number one, again, I never told her, dude. So I'm sorry. She's happily married now, so it's cool. It worked out, right? We're both married. It worked out. So
yep.
Red flag number one. She would hit me up and, hey, let's go hang out, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go. But where are your kids at? Oh, I left them with my mom. Okay. All right, cool. Again. My mom. Red flag number one. If you're going to put a man first over your kids, not going to happen.
Yeah.
Your kids come first.
Always.
Kids come first. So, and like when I told her, hey, your kids kind of come first. Well, it's because when you have your kids and I have my kid, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Your kids come first. We will figure it out. Okay. Red flag number one. Then one day I was visiting at her house and her mom was there. And her mom was like, hey, quick question. When are you going to give me some rent money? And she's, oh, it's because, I just got laid off at this one, blah, 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 whatever. Or not enough hours or whatever. I'm like, hey, out of curiosity, how much does she charge you? $200 a month.
Damn.
This is back in 2011. So,
yeah.
Like $200 a month, you have your own room. Your son has his own room, and you can't give your mom $200 a month.
Yeah.
Irresponsibility. Red flag number 2. All right, cool. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. So now we're talking Father's Day of 2012, right? I already have my little car, and I'm freaking driving everywhere now. I got my license back, so pretty much my life is getting back on track.
Yeah.
We end up driving out here to Whittier to my boy's house for Father's Day. And I think I believe I know why she went through my phone, because one day she pulled up next to me in her car with my car, and I'm giving the girl that said I got away a ride home. Oh, so I kind of gave her the, I guess, suspicious.
It was just, it was a bad look.
It was a bad look, exactly. So I catch her going through my phone. I'm like, hey, can I help you? And she's like, she automatically panicked. And I was like, dude, what did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah.
And she went through the text message. She went straight to the girl.
Oh,
she went straight to that because I don't hide names and numbers and whatever.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
if I had Sancha's name in my phone, trust me, it would be under her name. And because when you change it to an aunt's name, you're automatically it's suspicious. Oops, am I
Why
throwing
you
this shit
always
up?
text your tia?
What? Right? Nah, I'm playing, babe. I'm playing. You can go through my phone. Anyways, did you find what you were looking for? Well, yeah. What did you find? Nothing. Exactly. Insecurity. Red flag number 3. 3 strikes, you're out. What do you mean? We're done. Once we go home, back to Oxnard, we're done. We're going our separate ways. And she, like I said, and then after that, she pulled the pregnancy card. I'm like, oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. By then, I was already kind of like, kind of like, because around the time that I was with this person, Letty hated me at Walmart, you know? That was this like obnoxious person at Walmart and shit, you know? So they both kind of existed at the same time. So, you know, I broke up with this one, and then I'm spending a lot of time at the beach.
Yeah.
So that's when Letty and I my wife and I kind of start hanging out more. And then obviously she fell in love with me too. I mean, who doesn't, dude? Come on now.
Now, I gotta ask because, being in this family, especially, you know, as a recent of the stuff that going through, did you have or have you found any red flags with Letty?
Honestly, dude, in the beginning there was red flags, and
what were your concerns?
My concerns were like, this is bullshit. No, you know, just it's because you're like we had a conversation recently too. It's just people are raised differently. It's like we talked about episode because she doesn't listen. At first she listened for me to have some downloads, and now she doesn't have to. Like, I just tell her what we talk about. Yeah. And she asked me about that episode about It Is What It Is, and I told her, I'm like, you know, we were talking about it. It's just like, it's just certain individuals that, you know, that do you really can't blame certain individuals because that's the way they were raised, and that's the way that they see things. So you can't really, you know, like I guess with her, for example, you know, sometimes the way I would hear her talk to her mom, and then I would hear her, you know, the other people talk to her mom, and I just didn't like that. I'm like, so she's gonna talk to her mom this way. It's like, you know, bullshit. So one day when I had a conversation because I was being lectured because the wife and I got into a fight before we got married. The wife and I ended up having this big blowout at the house, and since Roger was nearby, and when I call Roger and the question is, what are you doing? That's code for, I'm on my way, buddy. He already knows. Yeah. On my way. So he takes me to this bar, and I get fucking, I'm like, well, I don't sell that, but I do sell Lagunitas at the moment, at the time. So she's like, okay, bro, I didn't know what an IPA was back then, bro. I just sold that shit. Dude, one of them, and I was gone. Yeah, well, yeah. I was gone. So, you know, father-in-law and Letty went to go find me, and they brought me home. But I felt embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that I didn't talk to anybody the next day. We just got in the car and took off. Next visit, we come down. You know, my mother-in-law tries to lecture me like if I'm one of her sons or one of her kids and whatever. And, you know, I let her give it to me. I let her rip me a new one. And then once she was done speaking, I'm like, okay, are you done? Are you done? Because it's my turn. And I pretty much, this is where I threw out red flags. I told her, you know, I never said anything in the past because I was instructed, or I was told, I heard a rumor, little bird told me that I wasn't allowed to say anything. That I wasn't allowed to say anything because I wasn't part of the family. So I put my hand up, and I said, pointed at my finger, and I said, my ring, and I said, but I am now. Do you have any idea why your daughter and I were having a fight? No, because I don't like the way they talk to you. I don't appreciate the way they talk to you. And my mother-in-law kind of like stood back. Yeah. Oh shit. A little shock. You know? Yeah, exactly. So, kind of like red flag number 2. Remember I told you about irresponsibility, the last one? Yeah. And so guess what? Letty and I are now married. So I have every right to voice my opinion in this family. So give me your wallet, babe. Give me your wallet. She gives me her wallet. I take out the MasterCard and give it back to her. Here you go. She doesn't need it anymore. Letty is now my responsibility. I will make sure that she gets everything taken care of. She doesn't need your card. She doesn't need your your credit cards. I got it.
Yeah.
So were there red flags? Yes, but I pretty much nipped them in the butt. Pretty much nipped them in the butt because that day that we fought, that's it. My intention was to say, fuck it, I'm done. You're staying here with your family. I'm taking my kids home and deuces. That's it.
No shit. No.
That day, the kids were like, no, we're staying here with mom. And Layla, who just had a freaking big blowout because Layla behind Letty's back, behind my wife's back, went to Betty, and Betty freaking hooked up Layla with some clothes and some shit like that, like without asking us for permission first, right? And I think that day Betty learned, nah, I'm not gonna get in trouble because of you. Yeah. So she, going forward, she just asked. So it was a big blowout. It was really ugly. All right. So for Layla to also say, no, we're staying here with mom. I sat in my car. I think there was 2 different occasions. So that day I sat in my car for like 2 hours. And final conclusion of that was, I got to marry this one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, they just freaking, like I said, were there red flags? But even to this day, well, obviously we took counseling before we got married. So we kind of got to know each other's red flags. We kind of got to know each other. Like they told her.
They were placed on the table.
Exactly, from the get-go. And one thing with her I hated was when she couldn't accept my boy Roger. I'm like, that's bullshit. That's my boy. He was there for me when I almost killed myself. He was there for me when I was depressed. He was there for me for shit. He was there for me in jail. Yeah. Who can fucking say that their best friend, they met him in jail? Yeah. You know what I mean? This guy was there for me. How can, because he's a bad influence? How is he a bad influence? If he's a bad influence, why am I nothing like him? Yeah. So that day, that's when my wife was like, shit, you're right. Around that same time, I had tickets to all these little VIP passes? Oh, okay. Yeah. So one of those VIP passes was actually Rogers and his girl, because she's a Cowboy fan too. So I invited them over, and I told her, hey, just heads up, Rogers gonna meet me. He's gonna get to the house first, and then after work I'll swing by and we'll take off to the cowboy camp. And she, that's fine. Again, this is right after that conversation with the counselor about him being a bad influence and shit. I get home and she's braiding his hair. Like,
she's braiding Rogers' hair?
She's braiding Rogers. Yeah, she's braiding Rogers' hair.
He had long hair at one point?
Rogers fucking weird, dude.
Okay.
I've seen that. I've known that man for what? Since 2006. So we're talking what? Yeah. 14, 15 years now, whatever?
Yeah, around there.
And he's had more hairstyles than I've known him. Like, in the time that I've known him. Okay. Yeah, literally every freaking month's a different phase. His face show freaking beard was a different, whatever. But like I said, it's a lot different with the wife, because I never saw the red flags before we were married. I caught them after. Yeah. But like I said, but at the same time, because we went to therapy, she's like, I have, like, for her, I know I have like 1,000 fucking red flags. I know she would have fucking thrown that red flag at me like 1,000 times, bro.
Well, shit, everyone was telling her.
But exactly. Counselors were telling her. Freaking, people that freaking didn't know her were telling her to run. But like you said earlier, it was like, she'll roll with it. She will roll with it. And because we went to counseling, she got to, like, the counselor told her, the therapist told her, you need to have, if you're going to marry this guy, you need to have a lot of patience, because he has a lot of triggers. So, I mean, she pretty much a lot of red flags. Yeah. And, I mean, fuck, dude, we're going on 9 years together, bro. Yeah. I mean,
well, that's the thing that I think is different, though, right? Is that red flags and triggers are a little different. That, hey, you have to be patient, because there's a lot of things that can set this guy off. I mean, I would just consider that one red flag if you want, but I mean, again, if you learn, especially if you guys are going through counseling, or when you guys went through counseling, she's also learning how to talk to you, though. Yeah. On how to reduce those triggers. Yeah. And, hey, that he's gonna flip out on this, let him do his thing, and the thing is, and that's what's good about you, that you're gonna willing to talk about it though afterwards. You want to talk about it.
And like I said a couple podcast episodes ago, it's like sent her an email. Like
Uh-huh.
I was pissed, and instead of blowing up, like I sent her an email on how I felt, and I told her in that email at the end of it, if I can't vent to my wife, then why are we married?
Mm-hmm.
If I can't vent to my wife, then there's no point in having one.
Yeah.
And because honestly, sometimes I get it. Sometimes people hate it when you go and vent to other family members. You
Yeah.
know, like that individual we spoke to,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "Well, you go and tell so and so this our problems." Like, I'm venting. So if you don't want me to go vent to other people, then I should be able to vent to the person that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
So if I have a problem with Ricky, I should be able to vent to Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, you're a piece of shit cop, and I'm playing.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
I'm playing. But, you know, if it wasn't for the bullshit that the mother of my kids put me through, I probably would have been in another toxic relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'd probably be single right now because I've had enough.
Yeah. No, I mean,
You know?
honestly, and that's the unfortunate part from what, especially working the job I do. I talk to a lot of people and a lot of domestics, obviously. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, they're telling me about this person, and I look at them. I'm like, with all my personal red flags, and they're telling me that pretty much that they're having the same issue with, like, they're catching these red flags. I'm like, what? Why are you still putting up with it?
Yeah.
You just named me 10 red flags. Why are you still here? Why are you allowing this to happen? And I get it's very hard for people like that in those situations to really feel that they have a way out. They feel trapped. And, that's the unfortunate part, that people just don't catch it.
Yeah.
Or they start making excuses and blame other things. I'm like, this person, they may tell you they love you, but they really don't.
Yeah.
And I mean, who knows what, the past could have been if, like you said, if you just, well, that's just how she is. I gotta accept the way she is.
No.
Who knows what,
Yeah.
where you would have been.
Yeah. No, like I said, if I was, I'm not saying there was nothing wrong, like, actually, after I left that one person and she pulled out the pregnancy card, I'm like, yeah, there's a reason why we're not together. Red flag
Yeah.
number 4. Yeah. And it's funny because, like I said, at that time, I was already, talking to Letty as just friends and shit. And I think I remember venting to her about it, and she was like, it is what it is, right? Type shit, it is what it is, type shit. And but no, it was like, I want to see the photo, and you easily pulled that shit off from fucking, like, I have 3 kids. Believe me, I know what a freaking ultrasound looks like. I know that it has your name, your birthday, and whatever other fucking information on there. If you give me an ultrasound picture with no information on it, this shit's this shit's fake.
Google Images.
Google Images. Fucking Google has destroyed more families. No, I'm like, oh shit, I can get sued for that. No, I'm playing. Google, you are the best. I Google everything. My mother-in-law just told me something the other day about me Googling stuff. So no, Google, you are the best. But anyways,
I agree to that.
yeah. So I mean,
Just because I don't want to be sued either, though.
yeah, I know. Google, you're the best. I love you, Google. I love you. Alexa too. I love you, Alexa. I think one day she's gonna fucking kills in her sleep.
Well,
But,
she's always listening in.
oh yeah, fuck it. I'm glad I don't have one in here. And then again, that camera right there, I don't know if it's plugged in or not.
I don't see no red lights, but I know you would put it like on stealth mode.
Oh fuck yeah!
I know you would.
There's a cop coming to my house. Of course I will put a camera up.
You just never know.
Dude, I told you to park the car in the driveway so I can see the fucking license plate. Again, people wonder why I fucking edit my podcast. That's why, because we fucking had to stop in the middle of a laughter because of this stupid laptop went on sleep mode, and if it goes on sleep mode, it's gonna turn off my recording device.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't put my license plates on my car typically. When I go to work, I take them off because just where I work, unfortunately, people have been followed by certain people. So for those reasons, I'll take them off sometimes. So
You don't have a button like the transporter does, and switch this shit?
I wish.
That'd be
I saw this
badass.
one where this person even put like a piece of string going through, and when they're going through like some camera or whatever, they pull it so that way it folds in and they can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that one. But you know what's funny is that sometimes I feel that it's easier to catch red flags of other people's.
Yeah.
Like, man, when my sister was with her ex, the same one that was in the incident when Trader Joe's was getting robbed.
Yeah.
She had a boyfriend. I mean, piece of shit, bro. Oh my god, piece of dude.
He's not gonna come back and see you, right?
No,
Okay.
I'm not even saying his name, so he doesn't even know. But man, this guy was just. And the thing is, a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, you're a big brother, you know, that's what you're supposed." No, dude, this guy was. I mean, my sister was, and I always will say, she's the smartest person in my family, you know, book wise. She was the most independent, you know, and everything. And I mean, red flags like crazy, bro. And she just, I mean, I almost lost my sister for like over this guy, man. I mean, I would like to assume that, you know, hey, you know what, I'm pretty, you know, I'm pretty outgoing guy. You know, I feel that I get along with a lot of people. I give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. I don't have my guard up usually. Same thing, and my dad's even better. To him, everyone's family. I mean, you met him.
Your dad's
everyone's
cool.
a family. You know, everyone is, you know, a great person to him until he's proven wrong. You know, he treats everyone with, you know, utmost respect. And same thing with my sister's boyfriend, D'Angelo. I'm not sure if you had a chance to speak to him at the wedding, the Filipino.
I did. I did meet him.
Super outgoing.
You
Great
heard me
guy.
say podcast, and he was like, "What? You have a podcast?"
Yeah, man.
Yes, I got a new sucker. I mean, I got a new listener.
Yeah.
Woo.
No, he's a great guy. So, anyways, I never got to meet my sister's ex-boyfriend, but my dad did, and so did my sister and her boyfriend D'Angelo, or fiance.
Yeah.
He told my sister straight up, after one dinner, they invited him to their house. After one dinner, he told my sister, I don't like your dad. I don't like your sister. I don't like her boyfriend, D'Angelo.
Damn.
Like in one dinner. And she said, why? He said, because when your dad shook my hand, he didn't look me in the eye.
So he found a stupid excuse.
He just found an excuse. And
Yeah.
first of all, I don't even believe that because my dad's not that type of person. He's a businessman. That's not those wouldn't be out of his character. But you know what? Hey, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it did happen. So out of that, he cooked for him that day because you know my dad loves to cook. He cooked for him and everything. He's an outgoing guy and everything, and so he made that excuse. That was my red flag number one. He then told Jasmine that he doesn't want her to have any type of social media. So now my sister is deleting all her social media. She dropped out of college. And not only that, but my final red flag, he moved her away to where they live now in Bakersfield.
Oh God, Bakersfield.
Exactly. I know. And
Is
I was
that
like,
capital city of X's and bullshit?
it seemed like it. So when we got the news, I was fearful. I'm like, man, we already had voice that we got in a big fight. My family literally just like, you know what? Let it be right now because us, you know, pushing this issue, we're going to lose her.
Yeah.
So we're like, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is, as they say. And thankfully, the only good thing that came out of that move is she met her current boyfriend, which 100% more better. And she ended up leaving her ex, thankfully. And now she's with this new guy. And great guy. He's a super good dude. So, but man, and I would voice these things like, Jasmine, look, X, Y, Z, here are the red flags.
Yeah.
He's telling him that he should go to counseling because he's claiming that he has all these depression issues and everything. Like, and his excuse is, oh, well, they haven't gone through my life experience. They don't know. They wouldn't be able to help me. Like, he doesn't want help, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Look at the signals. How are you not seeing this? But when they're set, they're set, man.
Like they say, bro, you can't change a person. The person's going to change if they want to change.
Yep.
And as they normally change for other, like I said, with me, like I said last time, you know, we have the mother of my kids on Snapchat. You know, so my wife posts a picture of all three of us reading.
Letty has them on Snapchat?
Yeah, Letty has it on Snapchat. Yeah,
okay,
Letty has it on Snapchat too. So Letty puts a picture of us three reading.
I saw that one.
Yeah, that one. And
You were faking it.
No, I was reading.
Stop.
I was reading, bro. I was reading.
Stop.
Dude, Nick wants to come on the podcast to talk about Percy Jackson, okay? So I got to read the book. If I want to get my son on here, I got to read the book. I'm on chapter 6 or 7.
I saw that. I'm like, Like the boys, because I know they're bookaholics. I'm like, Andy posed.
No. I was reading, bro. I was reading. The kids test me every time, every chapter. They test me. Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
good though, man.
Oh yeah. They make sure. But that's a different topic. That's I want to get Nick on the podcast. I'm reading because I want to have Nick on the podcast. Actually, the boys to talk about Percy Jackson.
Okay, fair
And I actually talking about red flags and why they stay and stuff. You know that my mom was always being beaten, abused, and shit like that. I actually this is an open invitation for anybody who wants to come on the podcast and talk about why you stay.
Yeah.
Why do you stay? But anyways,
But sometimes it's the obvious, right? Like, oh, I have a kid, with this person,
Yeah.
and they work, I don't. So that's the thing. They don't. People like that too. Don't want the other person not to work. So again, so they feel that oh, I can't make it on my own. I haven't worked in X amount of years. It's so. Besides that,
excuses are like assholes.
yeah,
Everyone has one.
Yep, everyone has one, and they stink. And they stink.
Okay, I can go. Okay, I'll go a cleaner version. Excuses are like grandmas. Everyone has one, and some of them stink too. Oh man! But anyways, man, I got to get ready to go to the zoo because that is my birthday, not gift. Layla's in town and she wanted to go. She's asked us since the last time she was here. She wants to go to the zoo.
Which one?
I don't know. The wife bought the tickets online. I'm assuming the one on the street. I'm assuming the one in LA, but Dodger Stadium.
Oh, okay, the LA Zoo.
So I'm thinking we're gonna go there. Homie, when you hit my age and you have kids, you don't celebrate your birthday.
No, I'm gonna celebrate.
You celebrate your birthday with what they want to do. I remember.
Yeah, I guess you're probably. Yeah, you're right.
Let's go real quick before we get too far into this topic, this conversation. Years ago, when I had just visitations with the kids, and that around the time where I wasn't dating anybody, nothing. Another mutual friend of the one that got away, female person,
of course,
friends.
Of course.
She was like, "Hey, it's your birthday. What do you want to do? I mean, my treat to you. You've been a good friend. What do you want? Blah blah blah." And I had my boys that day. And I said, "What do you guys want to do?" Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese. So we spent my birthday at Chuck E. Cheese.
Sick ass fool.
So,
how old were you at that point?
Probably when I hit 30, I think.
Damn, 30?
Yeah.
The dirty 30 at Chuck E. Cheese.
At Chuck E. Cheese.
Sick ass
And now
fool.
39, I'm
In
going to the
Oxnard?
zoo. It was in Ventura.
Okay.
It was in Ventura. The one in Oxnard, I celebrated my first birthday in, and then that became like a Islas Clinics or some shit like that. So, yeah, Chuck E. Cheese has been in my life forever, bro. I was so pissed off when they changed them into the anorexic mouse. But anyways, now we're going off topic. I got to get ready to go to the zoo, bro. Thank you for coming on the podcast, Rick. And you know the routine, I mean? Like I end every podcast, buddy. Thank you for riding with me.
Thanks for having me. Can I go to the zoo with you?
No, she only bought 5 tickets. Later.
Thank you for listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Indie Podcast. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean.